네, 안녕하세요. 저는 버겐 뉴저지 한인의 김진숙입니다. 예, 저희는 올해 휴전협정 60주년을 기념하기 위해서 저희가 오늘은 저희 코리안 베테랑 월 그 참정용사분들을 모시고 저희가 저녁 디너과 그 공연하고 해서 저희가 모시게 됐습니다. 저희가 해마다 지금 5년째 지금 저희가 하고 있는데 앞으로는 좀 더 이분들이 사시면은 잘하면 한 5년 정도 그 정도만 저희가 할 것 같은데요. 연세들이 워낙에 원로하셨기 때문에 그래서 앞으로는 교포분들이 많이들 그 참여 좀 해주시고 후원도 해주시면 참 고맙겠습니다. 정말 이분들이 아니었으면은 저희 나라가 과연 있었을까요? 네, 묻고 싶습니다. 네, 많이 후원해주세요. 감사합니다.
한인 회장이 이 6.25 우리 참전용사들을 위해 가지고 오늘 이렇게 행사를 마련한 것에 대해서 진심으로 감사를 드리고 우리 미군 또 한국군 그 한국전쟁 참전용사들이 그 한국을 위해서 희생하고 싸우고 그래서 민주주의를 쟁취를 하고 그렇게 해서 오늘날 우리가 경제 발전을 하게 된 것에 대해서 항상 늘 우리가 잊지 않고 이렇게 기념을 하고 앞으로도 이런 행사가 한미 관계 정진에 크게 도움이 될 거라고 기대를 하고 있습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 저는 한미 월남 참전용사의 책임을 맡고 있는 예비역 소령 이광남입니다. 저는 비록 월남 참전에서 참전용사로서의 사명을 다 감당했지만은 오늘 이 자리는 한국전 참전용사들을 위한 자리인 줄 압니다. 한국전쟁 때 이분들이 안 계셨으면은 한국이 그 어려울 때 1950년, 53년 그 사이 이분들 안 했으면 과연 우리나라가 오늘날 존재할 수 있는가 그 생각을 늘 저는 생각하고 있습니다. 특별히 미국 와서 월남 참전용사지만은 한국전에 참전하신 분들 한 분 한 분 만나면서 그분들이 계신 특별히 뉴욕 지역 그분들을 위해서 저는 연락장교로서 그동안에 일을 많이 했습니다. 특별히 오늘은 뉴저지에 와서 많은 뉴저지 참전용사들을 또 뵙게 되니 옛날 생각이 납니다. 이분들 이제는 나이가 많으셔가지고 이제 얼마나 오래 사실지는 모르지만 살아계시는 동안 우리 대한민국의 국민으로서의 사명을 잘 감당할 그런 책임을 저는 느끼면서 오늘 이 말씀을 드립니다. 감사합니다.
Gordon Johnson, a member of the New Jersey State Assembly, and we're here to remember those young men who fought for freedom and fought for a better livelihood and fought for the values and principles of both this country and and for the people of South Korea. Together, we found victory. We're victorious, but we can't forget the struggles and the sacrifices these young men made during this time of conflict. So God bless them, and may both countries go on to continue to be strong as we go forward, and we should always work together.
네, 안녕하십니까. 이번에 저지시리에서 시의원에 당선된 윤여태입니다. 오늘 그 한국전 종전 60주년을 맞이해서 그 버겐 카운티 한인회에서 한국전 참전용사분들을 초청해서 디너 만찬을 갖고 있습니다. 이것은 우리 민족이 얼마나 마음이 따뜻하고 60년이 지난 이후에도 한국의 자유와 민주주의를 위해서 싸워준 분들의 감사하는 우리 민족만의 아주 특이한 그 감사의 그 만찬인 것 같습니다. 그리고 이번에 제가 저시 시의원에 당선된 것은 동포 여러분들의 뜨거운 성원과 지지 그리고 후원에 의해서 당선됐습니다. 당선된 걸 계기로 한인 사회의 정치력 향상과 그다음에 제가 출마한 저지시의 지역구의 주민들을 위해서 한국 사람으로서 자부심을 가지고 열심히 노력하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Ready. We're delighted and honored to be here this evening to honor the Korean War veterans from both sides. Thank you for speaking to me. We're going to have a great party, and it's good to see you again.
I'm very happy to be here at this event. I always enjoy going to Korean events. Actually, I teach Korean seniors every Wednesday. I teach them English, and it's such a pleasure to be involved with Korean culture and all the events. Thank you very much. Todd, former councilman of Richfield. Thank you.
나는 오렌지 카운티 인권국장이며 한국전 참전용사의 챕터 2의 수석 부회장인 이호재입니다. 오늘 63주년 한국전쟁과 60주년 휴전협정을 맞이해서 이것 복엔 한인의 주체로 참전용사 유리의 밤을 갖게 된 것에 대해서 무척 축하를 하고 또 오늘 이 자리에 오게 된 것은 무척 영광으로 생각하고 많은 한인들이 이 참전용사들이 수고한 그 대가를 감사하게 생각하는 귀한 시간이 되기를 간절히 부탁하면서 간단히 인사말을 합니다. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Donovan, the Bergen County Executive. Annyeonghaseyo. Congratulations to Kamida for the festivities tonight in celebration of the ending of the Korean War, and our thanks to the Korean and American veterans of that war who did so much to keep people free. 감사합니다. Thank you.
I'm Thomas McHugh, National Director, Korean War Veterans Association. I'm in Chapter 213, and I'm also the National Ceremonies Chairman in Washington, D.C. Right? It's a pleasure being here.
I'm Joseph Bonamo. I'm the first Vice Commander of the Chapter number 66 in Staten Island, New York. I'm happy to be here, and good luck to everybody.
My name is Jack Wall. I live in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. I served in Korea in 52 and 53. It was very nice. I tried to go back again. I never made it, but maybe I'll get a chance to go back. I thought it was a very nice country. Thank you.
Hi, Albert J. Gonzalez, Leonia, New Jersey. Served in the United States Marine Corps, 1950 to 1956. I spent 1 year in Korea, 1951 to 1952, on the Kimpo Peninsula. I'm very happy to be here this evening for this here function with Miss Vivian Kim. It's a pleasure. She does this for our veterans, and we appreciate it.
That he wrote to us that I'd like to share. The governor writes, "Dear friends, on behalf of the state of New Jersey, I am pleased to welcome all those gathered to commemorate the 60th anniversary of the conclusion of the Korean War. All citizens of the United States owe a debt of gratitude to the members of our armed forces who serve to protect and defend our liberty. Tonight's memorial offers an opportune time to both celebrate their bravery and remember their sacrifices. I commend the Korean American Association of New Jersey for organizing tonight's memorial and performance, and offer my sincere gratitude to the veterans in attendance for their selfless dedication to our nation. Best wishes to all for an enjoyable evening. Sincerely, Governor Chris Christie."
Good afternoon. New Jersey State Assemblyman Gordon Johnson and the Bergen County Executive Kathleen Donovan and President of Korean American Association of Bogyan County, Jin-Soo Kim, honored veterans and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am deeply honored to join you in commemorating the 63rd anniversary of the Korean War and the 60th anniversary of the armistice. More importantly, I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the veterans of the Korean War gathered here today. It was 3 years ago. The North Korean forces crossed the 38th parallel into the south. That started the bloodiest and devastating conflict in the history of the Korean Peninsula. In the wake of this terrible affliction, the United Nations forces intervened, spearheaded by the United States. Due to their valiant efforts, we were able to drive back the communist aggression and preserve free democracy on the Korean soil. So, as we honor and give well-deserved recognition to those veterans who answered their country's call to defend freedom and democracy in a country they never knew or a people they never met, we are once again reminded that freedom is not free. I know how sorrowful you were for the losses and wounds of your beloved brothers in arms. I am very proud that you gallantly fought to defend against oppression and relentless tyranny, overcoming overwhelming sorrow of that time. My dear Korean War veterans, owing to their sacrifice and heroism, Korea has grown from aid receiving country to a donor country, actively engaging and taking important roles in international fora to address many global challenges. With the recent visit of Korean President Park Geun-hye and the signing of the joint declaration commemorating the 60th anniversary of the alliance on May 7th, 2013, Korea will continue to work closely with the United States based on our lasting comprehensive strategic alliance, including the landmark free trade agreement that is entering into the second year. We will work shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand, to promote peace and prosperity on the Korean Peninsula, in Northeast Asia and the world, particularly through the trust-building process initiated by President Park. Therefore, as I close, it is my earnest hope that the legacies of your sacrifices and the amazing accomplishments of both Korea and the United States would pass on to the next generations, which makes today's meaningful occasion that much more significant. Particularly here in Bogyan County, the Korean Americans have prided themselves as being an integral part of the larger New Jersey community by adding to the diversity and vibrancy of this great state and region. In this regard, I'd like to thank the President of the Korean American Association of Bogyan County, Jin-Soo Kim, for organizing this event. Once again, I am grateful that I can take part in this event, and then I wish all of you good health and happiness. Thank you very much.
Executive, Kathleen Donovan, to the stage.
Wonderful to be here. Yoraban Annyeonghaseyo. It is wonderful to see you as well. Thank you. I have with me freeholder Moradina Kola, whose son is a Navy fighter pilot, and he is now somewhere in the Pacific, as Maura says, making sure North Korea behaves, if that's fair to say. So we thank Maura for what she's doing there. Thank you. And this, of course, is Esther Chung from my office as well. My message today is two parts. One is to thank the Americans who did so much fighting the Korean War to keep not only Korea free, but to help us here in the United States. You did so much in such a very difficult situation, sometimes with people not understanding that you're at war and not at a police action. And I thank you so much for what you have done to keep us safe. I have a cousin, Danny Donovan, who's married to a woman, Min Ja, from North Korea, and Min Ja will tell stories of running down the road to escape the communists, and how grateful she and her family were to the American soldiers who were there to protect them. So I thank you on behalf of Min Ja, but I thank you on behalf of all the people of Bergen County, all 905,000 of us. I say thank you. And now to the Korean and to the Korean American community, I say thank you to you as well, not only for remembering our vets, because sometimes we forget, and you do not, and I am very grateful to you, and Consul General, thank you so much for your very kind words with that. But I also thank you for being part of our community here in Bergen County. Your religion and your faith, your family, your community, your hard work ethic, all of what you have done has contributed so much to making Bergen County even better than we are. So I thank you for everything that you have done. I have a couple of certificates that the community has asked me to give to people, so if I could call you up now, and Maura will give them to you, Freeholder Di Nicola, really. I will say it is, the first ones are for Ms. Kim, the President of the Korean American Association of Bergen County, for all that they do. To you, please. Gonzalez, United States Marine Corps Sergeant from the Korean American Association of Bergen County. Sergeant Gonzalez, are you there? I have to give your help. I didn't have the swimmer yet. Here you go. Let's do this together. Oh, this is great. Put my arms in. John Valerio, United States Army Corporal. Mr. Valerio. Scully, United States Air Force Sergeant. Really? Kamida, 감사합니다. May have a wonderful night. Thank you.
I'd like to take a moment to read a letter from the Reserve Commander, Mr. Choi Soo-han, from the Korea American Friendship Society. He writes, "Good evening. On the occasion of the 60th anniversary of the Korean War this year, we owe gratitude to the Korean War veterans who fought for the freedom and protection of Korea and its people. It is easy to enjoy the preciousness of freedom, but it is not easy to sacrifice oneself for the freedom of a country of which it is not their homeland. Therefore, we will never forget your brave sacrifices and dedications to Korea that you have contributed 60 years ago. Once again, to our honorable Korean War veterans, thank you very much for your noble sacrifices and commitment you made to Korea and its people." And now I would like to introduce Chairman Andy Yoon from the American branch of the Korea America Friendship Society, here to present awards to the following chapters. And if you can please come up, the Middletown chapter of the Korean War Veterans Association, the Brooklyn chapter, Nassau County chapter, Rockland chapter, Cherwon chapter, MASH 4099 chapter, and the Staten Island chapter, please.
with the Korean national anthem. An anthem that wouldn't be sung today had it not been for the brave men who served in the Korean War. So, to our veterans who are out there, give yourselves a hand. And the wives of the veterans, you give them a hand too, because we do forget. As these young men and now young women go off to areas of operation throughout this world, we sometimes forget about the families they leave behind. The parents, brothers and sisters, the children, husbands and wives that are left behind while these people go out, these veterans go out and fight for our freedom and sometimes other people's freedom. So, as a veteran who served in 1990 in Desert Storm, I have a profound respect for anyone who puts on a military uniform and serves in one of the branches of our service. So I'm here today on behalf of Senator Weinberg and my colleague Valerie Veneri-Huddle. And we recognize the bravery and dedication of all people who served in our military and our continued support and continued, I guess, bravery and attitude and dedication that comes from this country and other free countries of the world to defeat the aggressors. We have to stand strong and stand together. And I'll close by saying, give it a shot. It's a Tung-gil. Tung-gil. Go in strength. I can't say that. Where's a Korean military guy? Tung-gil. 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 I gotta practice that. Tung-gil. Go in strength and go together. And thank you for allowing me to speak here today. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce the former president of the New York Korean American Association, Mr. Chung Yun-han.
And it's nice to see you again this year. I wasn't expected to address speech here, but let me make a short thanks for Korean American veterans. I read an article, it's the Korean War would be called Forgotten War. I don't know if what's the author's idea to write it down there, but there's no way. The people of Korea, people of the United States, always respect and remember what you did in our country, and we thanks for your brave, your sacrifice, your blood. Okay, we are here today to celebrate the end of the Korean War. Still, it's not end. So we have to get it together, and we have to stop the war in Korean community. The Korean Peninsula, and then we have to get peace for all of the country. We already respect, we already remember what you did. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Is Bergen County Freeholder Maura Ginicola, please.
My second time up here. As the Veterans Liaison for Bergen County, I have to say it is truly an honor to be here. We don't take enough time, we don't have enough events to recognize our veterans, and so importantly, as you are doing here tonight, to appreciate them and what they did and the effort, not what has unfolded because of that effort. We in Bergen County have a thriving Korean community. It's a benefit to all of us here. That would not have been possible had it not been for all of you that are sitting before me. As County Executive Kathy Donovan mentioned before, my oldest son is a Navy pilot stationed in the Pacific. But what she didn't mention is that my own dad was a young American soldier during the Korean War stationed in Korea as well. So thank you to you. So it comes full circle for my family. I want to thank Vivian for putting this together. This is so meaningful. I hope that we will see more of this same effort in the future. Thank you to each and every one of you.
I'd like to introduce Mayor James Rotundo of Palisades Park. See here this evening. And of the Korean War Veteran Association here that I would like to introduce.
하십니까? 참전용사 여러분. There are so many good speakers but a lot of good words. So this time I rather read my poem. Remembering 63 years ago when Korean War broke out, and 60 years ago the amnesty was signed, I wrote my poem honoring your honorable service during the Korean War. Dear our heroes, the calm morning on June 25th, 1950, the specter of communism and the murderous invasion from the North Korea haunted the morning calm country. For the great cause of freedom, peace, you shed blood, the sweat, and the tears that soaked the rivers of Nakdong and Imjin, and that spread on the street after street, hills after hills, mountains over mountains. The torch of freedom you highly lifted on the soil of the Korean peninsula found the right cause for a flower of democracy and today's economic prosperity to be fully blossoming, turning the forgotten world into the victorious and honorable one. Your heroic sacrifice for freedom and security made South Korea rise like a phoenix from the ashes of the bloody battlefield. Here, our beloved veterans, thanks to your noble sacrifice, the forgotten war transformed the deserted South Korea into a sparkling city on the sunny hill on earth. We Koreans are honored to spread the grace the Lord gave us around the world and determined to carry high the torch of freedom you ignited 63 years ago. Your salvation, love, and compassion for Korean people, home and abroad, will forever be in our deep heart. Let God bless veterans alive and in heaven. God bless Korea and America. Oh, precious freedom and democracy forever, ever. Thank you.
Of MASH 4099 chapter, Mr. Albert Gonzalez.
I'd just like to thank all of you for showing up and thanking Ms. Vivian Kim for putting this together. It's a huge success. And also in the audience this evening, a lot of the Korean War veterans may not recognize them, but is our national director, Tom McHugh. Tom, if you mind, stand up and let the people see who you are. He represents my guys, all you guys that did it with me over there, and we're back here to be thanked by the Korean people who we went to save, and we didn't know who we were saving, but this is the end result, and it was well worth it. Council be done.
Vice Commander George Parsons of the Journal, Chairman of the Corporal Allen Pulchan Chapter.
Thank you, Vivian, for doing such a tremendous job for the Korean War veterans. All honored guests, Korean War veterans, wives, friends, welcome. We call the Forgotten War, but there are many words that if I say to many of you sitting here now, you will remember. The Busan Perimeter, Daegu, Incheon, Seoul, the 38th parallel, Joseon Reservoir, Wonsan Harbor, Kumar Valley, Shawang, the Valley of Death in April of 1951. I say these words to you so you remember, and for everybody to remember. We fought a war that was very unpopular. We didn't get what we deserved when we returned home, but we're still here. We're here to remind them of what we did. Some people say, was it worth it? I say to them, 50 million Koreans right now in South Korea will tell you it was. We gave our blood, sweat, tears. We lost our friends. But we're here to remind them that we are the Korean War veterans. We shall never forget. I challenge them when they say to me, was it worth it? Absolutely. Would you do it again? In a heartbeat. The Korean community, I don't care where they are, in Manhattan, New Jersey, Staten Island, they support the Korean War veteran. They don't forget. It's the only country in the world that the American soldier went and fought a battle to save a people. And we did that. We should be very proud. Unfortunately, the Koreans are still divided. They're divided by the longest military zone, mechanized military zone in the world. 160 miles long from the East Coast to the West Coast. 2.5 miles wide is now patrolled by the Korean soldier, but the American soldier is still over there representing us, helping the Korean people continue on to show the world what they can do if they're given freedom. And we, I like to say all of us, gave it to them. And they picked up that torch and they ran with it. And they made us proud. We should be very proud of the Korean community. We should thank them, because every day I see them, they thank me. And I thank all of you, all of you Korean War veterans that served honorably. And I thank the Korean community. And again, I would face the cold of January or February when the winds from Siberia blew across the Korean Peninsula, or the heat in July, August, when it was unbearable. But we did it, and we saved a great community, a great people, and they deserve to be saved. So I say to you, thank you to the Korean community. God bless America, and God bless Korea. And remember, freedom is not free. We earned it. Thank you.
Mr. John Se-He-Chung-ha from the Nassau County Chapter.
Our Lady President,
Ginger King for having us here this evening. Since I cannot mention everybody's name, all the distinguished guests, I'll name a few. Our Honorable Ambassador, Consul Son Se-ju of Korea, and New Jersey Senator Loretta Weinberg, Miss Catherine Donovan, Bergen County Executive, Honorable James Rotundo, Mayor of Palisade Park, and New Jersey Assemblyman Gordon Johnson, and all other distinguished guests. Good evening. I'm John Ha, Secretary. I'm here to represent the Department of New York Korean War Veterans Association. Unfortunately, our president, Mr. Sal Scarborough, has a previous engagement. Therefore, I'm here to represent the New York State. Ladies and gentlemen, thinking this year marks the 60th anniversary of the Armistice of Korea and 63rd anniversary of the start of the war, as we all know. I feel very humble responsibility to find the right words to console, to comfort, and share our sincere tribute to all those comrades who lost their lives at young. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, mighty young age at 17 through 21 and over, young and selflessly brave, who answered the calls by our government to defend the South Korea from the North Communist aggression. When you visit the Arlington National Cemetery or the UN Cemetery of Busan, Korea, you will witness the stark depiction of horror of the war by seeing the horrendous American sacrifices out there. Out of 176,300 served, 7,000 POWs, of which 51%, ladies and gentlemen, died in vain in the prison camp. And 8,177 missing in action. 3,000 wounded. And 54,236 dead. Can you possibly imagine? Their parents, family members, and friends sharing aches and pains of heartaches, never-ending tears throughout their life, not knowing exactly what the hell happened to their loved ones. Only 3,450 returned home alive. But most with PTSD, called post-traumatic syndrome disease, which many of us in this room are still suffering tremendously, and many are still suffering in the comprehensive care at the VA nursing home facilities throughout the country. Ladies and gentlemen, before making my further comments, I would very much like you to stand up and join with me for a moment of silent prayer. for our deceased POWs, missing in action comrades. Uncover Thank you. And be seated. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we served proudly at young age. Every one of us here in this room, with the old scarf, with the rusty pins and medals on the old lapel, did it some 63 years ago in order to protect and preserve the South Korea and its people from falling into the hands of Red North regime. Therefore, I'd like to recognize all the veterans in this room. Please stand up and take the bow. And let's Speaking of these years, my God, did I say just 63 years ago, we all went through the hell of battlefield? Yes, of course. It doesn't seem right. But the truth is that it's the reality. And saying and applauding again and again, thank you, serving for our country. Ladies and gentlemen, this puts with very humble tears in my eyes. For this, I would very much like to emphatically state here that the only people in the world nowadays saying thank you towards the Americans are our dear friends and comrades and dear
I would love to introduce Vivian Jinsu Kim, the president of the Korean American Association of Bergen County, New Jersey.
Welcome to everybody, my people, and stay healthy. And we're having a big party tonight, and enjoy it tonight. See you next year. Thank you so much.
Mention some of our honored guests. If you will please stand when called. Chol-woo, president of the Long Island Korean American Association.